fans around the world every 7th of July since 2008. The Beatles drummer marked the occasion in Beverly Hills, surrounded by family, friends and fellow musicians. Now, among those in attendance were his wife Barbara Bach, son Zach Starkey and longtime friend and Eagles guitarist Joe Walsh. Here's more. And well, that's all we have for you this Tuesday on The World Report. Take care and have a wonderful day.
So you want the confidence to hit that high note. Here's how. Get the Harry's starter set. Get our trim and razor, shave gel and travel cover with 30% off and free delivery. With our razor, even your 8th shave will be as smooth as your first. Its 5 German-engineered blades are our sharpest yet. Now with your newfound confidence, that high note is there for the taking. Harry's. Feel good, fellas.
It's great to be helping out before my first grandchild arrives. And after having a few repairs myself, I need to make sure they'll all be protected. Which reminds me.
Welcome to British Seniors, the UK's #1 rated provider of over 50s life insurance.
Hi, I'd like a quick quote.
No problem. We're proud to offer our seniors lifetime guarantee. With 100% of claims having been paid, we guarantee your premiums will never go up and that you'll speak to one of our specialists in the UK. UK residents aged 50 to 80 are guaranteed to be accepted. Depending on your age, your loved ones can get a cash payout up to £10,000.
Wow, that money could help with funeral costs or as a gift for my grandkid. I'll do it.
Plus, when you sign up, you'll receive a £135 gift card and free 24/7 GP advice and health services.
He's going to be named after his granddad.
Be proud to protect your loved ones with British Seniors. To get a free life insurance quote today, call our UK team on 0800 470 4444 or visit britishseniors.co.uk.
It's funny that with unexpected bills, like your car breaking down, a dude on a white horse never comes to save you.
You can't park there, mate.
And your kid's wizard obsession doesn't work on broken boilers.
This is where Lending Stream come in. Short-term loans from £50 to £1,500.
Apply online, 6 months to pay it back. Take back control with a short-term loan from lendingstream.co.uk. Representative APR 1,271%.
As a dad, I know life's unpredictable. It's all fun and games until it's not.
You okay?
I want my kids to always be looked after. That's why I'm not putting things off anymore and protecting the life we've built by calling Smart Insurance.
Hi, how can I help?
Hi, I'd like a quick quote, please.
OK, you can choose a benefit amount up to £750,000 depending on your age.
Brilliant.
If you're a UK resident aged 18 to 64, you can apply with just a few health and lifestyle questions. For £250,000 of cover, the price starts at just £14.77 a month.
That's less than I thought, and could help my wife pay off the mortgage.
With our Smart Family Guarantee, you'll have peace of mind.
That's good to know.
You'll also receive a 100% advance in the event of terminal illness and 10% cashback on your first year's premiums. That's the Smart Cashback. Plus, you get your choice of a £125 gift card.
Protect the life you've built the smart way. To get a free life insurance quote today, call our specialist UK team on 0800 977 6797 or visit smartinsurance.co.uk.
You're watching India Global. I'm Gauri Dwivedi. The next 30 minutes, we get you all the big stories from around the world that impact India. But first up, as always, we start with the headlines. US President Donald Trump confirms talks with Iran, says Washington and Tehran officials are expected to meet soon with a possible sanctions waiver on the anvil. Is there now possibility of Iranian nuclear program being brought under the official international guideline? Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu backs Donald Trump's vision for redeveloping Gaza. Is the world, is the Middle East, and most importantly, are the people of Gaza prepared for a French Riviera-style makeover? Is it Liberation Day 2.0 as Donald Trump slaps new tariffs on 14 countries, even as India and US inch closer to making a potential trade deal? Over 4,000 Myanmaris take refuge in India's Mizoram. Influx over 3 days after clashes in Myanmar's Chin state. Viewers, the top story on the show on India Global today. In a major development, US President Donald Trump has said the US and Iranian officials are expected to meet soon, signaling a return to diplomacy following the recent American airstrikes on Iranian nuclear facilities and Tehran's retaliatory attacks. Donald Trump has expressed hope that further military action will in fact not be necessary, pointing to a potential and a possible de-escalation in terms of tensions. While he didn't specify a date, his Middle East envoy, Steve Witkoff, let's cut across to camera number 2 now. Steve Witkoff said that talks could begin within the next week. The announcement comes just weeks after America, in coordination with Israel, launched those precision strikes on Iranian nuclear sites in Natanz, Fordo, and Isfahan in a bid to cripple Tehran's alleged nuclear program. Donald Trump also said he's willing to consider easing sanctions on Iran at the right time, saying he wants to give Tehran a chance to rebuild peacefully rather than continue fueling anti-American, anti-Israel rhetoric. Now, what's going to be the future like of this entire region? We're going to put that out, and that's a big story. But first up, I want to play out that soundbite of Donald Trump when he spoke about what he thinks are potential possibilities with regard to Iran.
We have scheduled Iran talks, and they want to talk. They took a big drubbing, I think, when we hit the 3 sites, really. I would say the 3 sites, not just the one. The one was a big one, and it was deep in granite, and it was obliterated.
The big questions that we are putting, in fact, on this story. First up, how soon can a diplomatic breakthrough be achieved? As far as these talks are concerned, there is a potential of some sort of a reprieve, but is that really possible? Second big question, what happens to the nuclear program that Iran has? It is something that there have been conflicting reports as far as whether or not the Iranian nuclear program has been quote-unquote obliterated. If not, if it's still valid, there are some reports indicating that maybe 2 years is the kind of setback. If so, then what can be the potential impact on the Iranian nuclear program? What happens to it? Third important point, will this lead to sanctions relief? There's been a lot of talk about it. The commodities market has also responded to it as well. In fact, there's been a rally in the commodities market as well. And lastly, what is exactly the big game plan that the Middle East, for the Middle East region as far as Donald Trump is concerned? Let's get in Brahma Chilani to answer some of those. Dr. Chilani, as always, a pleasure to have you on the show. Some of the points that we've put out in terms of what lies ahead, help us understand what really, there's a lot at stake, but in your assessment, do you think this much of ground can be covered when the American and Iranian officials meet?
Let's be clear, Corey, as to what the Americans are demanding. They're demanding that Iran entirely give up its enrichment program, but under the NPT, to which Iran is a signatory, a non-nuclear state can legitimately pursue an enrichment program, and the 3 nuclear sites that US bombed were all under international safeguards. In other words, they were open to inspections by the International Atomic Energy Agency. Despite that, the Americans carried out these strikes on these 3 facilities, undermining the international regime that seeks to prevent nuclear proliferation. Now, if the Iranian regime were to accept what Trump administration is demanding, it would amount to capitulation, and it would make the Iranians' position at home untenable. The Iranian regime will not be able to survive if it were to accede to the American demands. The fact is that after having been bombed, Iran will seek to play for time. It will seek to use its hidden stockpile of enriched uranium in ways that would keep the world guessing. In fact, Iran now has strong motivation to go the North Korean route. In 2003, North Korea left the NPT, terminated all IAEA inspections of its program, and then after a while, it exploded a nuclear weapons device.
So what you're saying is these are delaying tactics, these are time-buying tactics on Iran's side. And do you think that the Trump administration is not able to see through it, or do you think there's more to it than what meets the eye?
Well, Trump lives in a fantasy world of his own. He thinks that having bombed Iran, that Iran will have no option but to capitulate to American demands. The Iranians have a record of being good diplomats. They have been quite skilled in diplomacy. And we've seen that over many years that they have taken the US on a winding route without giving up their nuclear program. And I think they will continue to seek to buy time. Trump, of course, is a man in a hurry. There is no way any kind of deal can be stitched together in a short period of time.
Let me then ask you this question, Dr. Jilani. In terms of sanctions relief, it's been put on the table. Do you think that that's a carrot, or do you think that's a real possibility right now? Because it impacts the world. It impacts India as well. We've been buying a lot of oil from Iran till those sanctions came into place. Of course, now a third comes from Russia. But the larger point is that sanctions relief a possibility on the table?
Well, if the sanctions were to be eased in any manner, Trump is not going to ease sanctions on Iranian oil because the beneficiaries will be China and India. He will, if a deal were to be clinched, and that is a big if, I doubt whether a deal would be clinched that would satisfy the Americans. But if that were to happen, if a deal were to be clinched, the sanctions relief will be in other areas. Financial sanctions, for example, could be eased. But on the oil front, because the US is seeking to enlarge its own exports, it's seeking a bigger share of the global oil market. It's seeking to, in fact, expand its oil exports to India. So the last thing that the US would do in a hypothetical situation where a deal is clinched is to ease sanctions on Iranian oil.
All right, I'm going to leave it there. Dr. Brahma Jilani joining us live on what could be the potential as far as the US-Iran talks are concerned. All right, viewers, shifting focus now to more stories coming in from the Middle East. In fact, it's related to what we just discussed. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has backed a proposal by Donald Trump to relocate Palestinians from Gaza and turn the war-ravaged coastal enclave into a luxury waterfront development, a plan that has drawn huge amounts of condemnation from the world and could further complicate rather than solving the fragile ceasefire talks between Israel and Hamas. Netanyahu said Israel was working very closely with the US to identify countries that would be willing to accept displaced Palestinians from Gaza and suggested that discussions with several nations were already getting close to fruition. Trump claims the US has had great cooperation from countries surrounding Israel, saying that something good will happen. Netanyahu's comments marked the most explicit endorsement yet of a controversial idea Trump first floated earlier this year. And let's play out. If we have that video, we should just play that out as well, because this was actually put out on the official social media handle of the President of US, and that's what he has in mind, and which is why there's been so much of condemnation that's coming from around the world. He wants to call it the Riviera of the Middle East. Trump's proposal was met with quick backlash from the US allies, Arab leaders, human rights organizations who said it amounted to ethnic cleansing under the guise of economic development. All right, shifting focus now to major stories that are coming in from Myanmar, where heavy gunfire in the Chin State area has triggered one of the largest cross-border displacements this year. Over 4,000 civilians have crossed into Mizoram's Zokhazthar village in just 3 days. 5 Indian homes and 1 vehicle struck by stray bullets. A man from Saigon has drowned attempting to return mid-conflict. Meanwhile, Assam Rifles have sealed this border gate. Community groups, including the Young Mizo Association, are coordinating food, medical help, but resources are stretched. What really complicates this border crisis is China's multi-layered role in this entire conflict. They're supplying the junta with advanced weaponry. Beijing also maintains contact and at times, in fact, is also helping these ethnic armed groups. And there are around 26,000 of them in this entire region. In fact, between February 2021 and December 2022, Chinese companies actually sold ammunition to a large extent. Now, how does this impact India? That's the bigger story here. You know, that there have been people impacted, there is communities that are impacted, but how does this impact India? There is direct impact in terms of India's strategic corridor, India's strategic calculus, given the fact that this could have both humanitarian as well as security complications for India. Now, of course, there are this large presence of China in this region, whether it is in terms of BRI investments, which are mining rights and multiple ethnic regions. But beyond that, there is also the fact that that this will complicate the situation as far as India's security calculus is concerned, and could mean that more effort and more focus will have to be given, particularly to China, to India's chicken neck region. Turning attention now to the other story. Liberation Day 2.0, Trump has just slapped new tariffs on 14 countries with some as high as 40%. There are Myanmar, Laos, Bangladesh, all of them. And let's put out, if we have those numbers, let's put that out for our viewers to see what is the kind of tariff hikes that they're all staring at. 40% for Myanmar and Laos. Others like Japan, South Korea, Indonesia are all in that list. They were all part of what Trump calls a plan to fix unfair trade deals, protect US jobs. Trump sent letters to major trading partners, including Japan and South Korea, dictating new blanket tariffs. Now, what are we really looking at here? I'm going to play out that soundbite of Donald Trump in just a bit, but viewers, I want to explain to you what it means in terms of the reason why these tariffs are so significant is that it impacts the Indo-Pacific alliance network that America has. Now, if you have a Vietnam or a Laos, or you have Indonesia or any of the Philippines or any of these large countries, 14 of them, looking at such high tariff levels, they're unlikely to be part of the traditional American alliance network anymore going forward. And if that gets stretched further, that allows the possibility of China coming into it, because the Indo-Pacific model that US has right now is already being tested with enough and more presence of China, both in terms of deep strategic interests and also large amount of investments. In the backdrop of that, these Liberation Day 2.0 tariffs are going to stretch the American arc of strategic calculus in the Indo-Pacific even more. Let's play out Donald Trump on that.
Are the tariff letters that you sent today final offers, or are they negotiable?
Well, that's final offer.
So South Korea, Japan should take it or leave it?
We're always subject to negotiate something that's fair, but we've talked to most of the countries, and pretty much they've had their way for many, many decades, as you know. And it was time that we just wanted fairness. This is not really equitable from our standpoint, because it's just a small token by comparison to the damage that's been done over the years. But we had no other president that was willing to do this. I did it in my first term with China and others. We took in hundreds of billions of dollars of tariffs. No inflation, the most successful period of time that we've ever had financially in the country. The first term. I think this term is going to be much better, even much better than that. That was the best ever, and this is going to be, I think, substantially better. And we're on the way to doing that.
Now, while Donald Trump slapped tariffs on 14 countries, he said Washington was close to making a trade deal with India. Now, trade negotiators from Washington and New Delhi have been really pushing to finalize a trade deal for some time now, reduce the tariffs for some time, but disagreements have been there, whether it is in terms of dairy, whether it is in terms of agriculture, or also the fact that a lot of Indian negotiators, most of them feel that there's not commensurate give and take that's happening, which is why the process is being delayed. The last couple of days, India has been very clear when Commerce Minister made a very clear announcement saying that Indian interests need to be protected. A deal will happen. There is 9th of July. That's an important time. Before that, deal has progressed. Negotiations have advanced, but nothing till Indian interests are protected and Indian interests are secured, which is the background of understanding that while discussions have progressed, a deal is yet to be finalized and no one knows when that is likely to be sealed. But it's important to point out that while 14 other countries have been slapped with additional tariffs, India is looking to cement that deal, maybe in the 24, maybe in the next 48 hours. But that is the real differentiator to be able to understand how Donald Trump's administration is viewing India and some of the other countries in Asia in terms of trade through which they view the entire foreign policy mechanism. Let's play out Donald Trump on that.
Now we've made a deal with United Kingdom. We've made a deal with China. We've made a deal. We're close to making a deal with India. Others we met with, and we don't think we're going to be able to make a deal, so we just send them a letter.
All right, I'm now going to turn attention to a story that is something that's important, viewers, to really understand what's happening. Now, 2 days back, the Indian Deputy Army Chief made it absolutely clear that what happened during Operation Sindoor was Pakistan at the forefront, but China at the background, and led equally by Turkey as well. Now, China and Turkey were colluding with Pakistan to assist in intel, providing real-time details. China also provide ammunition. Remember, Pakistan was the laboratory of Chinese weapons and ammunition. What was Turkey doing? Turkey was providing drones. Turkey was providing assistance as well. Now, in the backdrop of that, suddenly you have both Pakistan and China going on back foot. Both of them have come out with statements saying they had nothing to do with this. China has in fact even went on to say that the India-China relationship is at a very advanced and at a level at which they feel it going forward. Suddenly they want to not take this any forward, at least in the public domain. As for Pakistan, Pakistan has come out with a statement where Asim Munir, the army chief, has actually said something to the effect factually incorrect. There is nothing about Pakistan that can be taken on face value, viewers. And I will only and only go by what my Indian Army Deputy Chief has said, that Pakistan and China have colluded along with Turkey when it comes to Operation Sindoor. Why is this important? Why is it that they are going around making these claims? Because for the international community to understand that if this is the collusion that they are doing right now, it has serious implications, not just for India, but for this entire region, which is why China and then Pakistan are being forced to come out with these half statements. They're not going to cut ice. India knows very well that there is a two-front war, and in fact it's now 2+1. Turkey and Turkey's interests and where they are aligned are also now very clear for India. India is well prepared. Our defense, our strategic calculus is completely focused on ensuring that whether it's a two-front war or a three-front war, we'll be prepared. As for Pakistan and China, this is optics, viewers. This is a reason why they are coming out with these statements. These optics are meant for the international community, and which is where they are really directed at. As for India, it's nothing but just filibuster. Staying with China, in fact, this is a story that many need to now know about, which is regarding a 38-year-old man in China who's gained attention on social media for being the food delivery worker with the highest education level. What has happened? He is now someone who's had an Oxford degree but failed to find a suitable job. He is holding multiple degrees from top universities, whether it's Tsinghua University, from where he completed his bachelor's in chemistry, and then of course a master's degree from Peking, which is the best university in China. He hasn't found a job. He's also got a PhD in biology from Nanyang University, then a degree from Oxford. Now, while he went around collecting degrees, what is it that he's not been able to get? A job. He's now a food delivery rider. Nothing wrong with that. But why is it that the famed Chinese economic model, which is being talked around the world about how this is the biggest economic engine in the world, is not able to provide highly educated people commensurate jobs? Is there something now wrong with the Chinese economic model? Is there something in terms of the fact that now Xi Jinping has not been able to solve the essential problem that the Chinese economy is facing, which is deflation, which is slowing economic growth? And this particular example of a PhD student now being forced to work as a food delivery rider is a wake-up call for all those in India and around the world who consider the Chinese economic model perfect. They can't get jobs, they don't have jobs right now, and that is the reason why slowing growth is becoming a bigger problem politically for Xi Jinping. All right, on that note, I'm going to slip into a quick break, come back with more on the other side. Stay with us.
I've bought cars on finance, so I've made my claim.
My lenders charge hidden commissions. I've made my claim. I could be owed thousands.
I've made my claim.
I've made my claim.
I've made my claim.
It's so quick and simple.
You could be owed thousands in hidden commissions from vehicles bought on finance since 2007, even without the details.
I've made my claim.
Trust myclaimgroup.co.uk.
Claims made simple.
John from work said it's a lovely hike.
Right, Rosie, can I have the boots bag? No, I meant the hiking boots bag. Did we not bring it?
Discover new beauty must-haves at Boots. That's your summer sorted.
Vodafone's summer sale is now on. Save up to £984 with the Samsung Galaxy S25 when you trade in. And with Circle to Search, find everything you need this summer fast. Hurry, ends 10th of July. Go online or in-store today. Vodafone.
Some people think life slows down in your 50s, but I'm just getting started. And I don't want my lot to have to worry about funeral costs. Let them spend their money on nicer things. So I decided to learn more about over 50s life insurance from Cover Today. They're the only over 50s life insurer with no waiting period. Unlike other insurers who could make you wait up to 2 years, with Cover Today, you're fully covered from day one. And you're covered for the whole of your life. Unlike other things in life, the price never goes up. Go online or talk to their friendly UK team in just one phone call. Cover Today are the only over 50s life insurer with no waiting period. And no annoying trips to the doctors either.
Plus, you get your choice of a £125 gift card.
Now I'm with Cover Today, I can get on with something much more interesting.
To get a free life insurance quote, call our friendly UK team on 0800 470 4474 or visit covertoday.co.uk.
At Green Flag, we don't just save motorists at the roadside, we'll also save you money by halving your AA or RAC renewal when you get our most similar UK vehicle cover. If it isn't half your original renewal price, let us know and we'll pay you the difference. Green Flag's got you. Search Green Flag.
Discover the finest quality made-to-measure blinds, shutters and curtains at Blinds Direct. A huge selection of beautiful window dressings to suit every room. Handmade here in the UK with a 5-year guarantee for your peace of mind. Order your free samples today and choose your perfect design. Exclusively online, delivered direct to your door. Shop now for an extra 20% off and free delivery at blindsdirect.co.uk.
An Indian family, viewers, that included 2 parents and their 2 young children was charred to death after a truck crashed into their vehicle in Dallas. They are from Hyderabad. They had gone to the US on a vacation, were meeting their friends and family, and were coming back from Atlanta to Dallas when this shocker of an incident took place. And Uma Sudhir, my colleague, has spoken to the family of these victims. Listen into what she has to say.
Extremely tragic incident of these 4 members of an Indian family who died because their car went up in flames. What we understand is that Sri Venkat and his wife Tejaswini, along with their 2 children, 2 school-going children, had gone on a holiday to the US, and they had gone to spend a week at Atlanta with some relatives. And when they were returning from Atlanta to Dallas in a car, we understand that their car met with a head-on collision with a mini truck in a place called Greene County. The truck is said to have been coming in the wrong direction, and the impact of the accident was such that the car went up in flames and there was no opportunity for anyone inside to escape the fire. So while people passing by have shot certain videos of the car going up in flames. No one could be saved from the car, and therefore the police there saying that they will be conducting DNA analysis of whatever bones or other materials that are left before handing over the mortal remains to the family. In Hyderabad, where the family is said to have resided at Kompally, which is called also Suchitra, in that area, I spoke to the local inspector, and he said that while they have information about the accident and the place where they were residing, no one had come forward to seek any kind of a help from the local police as of now.
All right, viewers, Axiom formation is currently underway. It's been nearly 2 weeks since Shubhanshu Shukla has been at the International Space Station. As we wrap things up on this edition of India Global, we leave you with this latest video released by Axiom.
Grace crew, welcome aboard the International Space Station.
The best part about being a commander on a mission with all rookies is you get to watch the rookies go through it for the first time.
For me, as an engineer and a scientist, this is an ultimate scientific laboratory where we come to do science, to test our technologies of our countries, to do technology demonstrators and science outreach that I can't wait to do. And my heart is so full.
Discover the finest quality made-to-measure window dressings, exclusively online, delivered direct to your door. Shop now for an extra 20% off and free delivery at blindsdirect.co.uk.
If your garage looks like this, you need Tougher Man. A leading supplier of shelving for your home or business. Assembly is quick, easy and boltless. Buy 1 bay from just $59.99, or you can get 3 bays from only $119.99. Saving you nearly £60. Plus, you get a 5-year Storelex steel guarantee. Order now at tougherman.co.uk.
Dealing with my lot means making smart choices. And with our family growing, I want to protect the life we've built. That's why I'm calling Smart Insurance.
Hi, I'd like a quick quote, please.
OK, you can choose a benefit amount up to £750,000 depending on your age.
Brilliant.
If you're a UK resident aged 18 to 64, you can apply with just a few health and lifestyle questions. For £250,000 of cover, the price starts at just £14.77 a month.
That's less than I thought, and could help my husband pay off the mortgage.
With our Smart Family Guarantee, you'll have peace of mind.
I'll go ahead.
You'll also receive a 100% advance in the event of terminal illness and 10% cashback on your first year's premiums. That's the Smart Cashback. Plus, you get your choice of a £125 gift card.
Protect the life you've built the smart way. To get a free life insurance quote today, call our specialist UK team on 0800 977 5753 or visit smartinsurance.co.uk.
Get that lucky cow feeling with luckycowbingo.com/bingo, the site that's bursting with beautiful bingo games. That's luckycowbingo.com/bingo.
Now that retirement's here, it's time for me to focus on the things that really matter in life, like making sure my family can manage funeral costs when I'm no longer around. Which reminds me,
Welcome to British Seniors, the UK's #1 rated provider of over 50s life insurance.
hi, I'd like a quick quote, please.
No problem. We're proud to offer our seniors lifetime guarantee. With 100% of claims having been paid, we guarantee your premiums will never go up and that you'll speak to one of our specialists in the UK. UK residents aged 50 to 80 are guaranteed to be accepted. Depending on your age, your loved ones can get a cash payout up to £10,000.
That money could help cover my funeral costs or be a gift for my grandson. I'll do it.
Plus, when you sign up, you'll receive a £135 gift card and free 24/7 GP advice and health services.
Be proud to protect your loved ones with British Seniors. To get a free life insurance quote today, call our UK team on 0800 881 5090 or visit britishseniors.co.uk.
Your personalised car insurance deals from Otto Sergei, already done for you.
Simples.
Just make it simples with Compare the Market.
People who are still protesting, but now situation is normal and it will be back to normal in some more time.
Right, Paras, stay on with us. Remember earlier this morning when the protests had started, an MNS leader was detained. Now, that of course has again raised questions. The MNS in fact saying that and questioning why their leader was detained a night before and not after the protest took place. So the police have clarified, saying that the detentions that took place earlier were preventive detentions. And remember, as of now, the MNS workers who were detained from the protest site earlier, where they didn't have permission to protest, have now been taken away to another location where they've been asked to protest, where they have been given the permission to protest. But earlier, of course, many MNS workers were detained and were in the pretext of protesting, and it was in fact preventive, is what the police said. As far as what the administration is saying, Fadnavis as well as Yogesh Kadam, most of the police officers as well, have said that there was never a permission that was denied to MNS. In fact, MNS was asked to continue their protest at a different location. Earlier as well, they were requested to conduct their protest at a different location and not use the route that they had originally decided on. Now, Fadnavis as well had in fact said that, that as far as the protests are concerned, the first route that they chose was not right, and that the second route, or the route that they are now protesting on, is the right one, and MNS refused to hold a meeting with the police as well. My colleague Paras is still with us. Paras, if you could take us through the latest political reactions that are coming in on what has happened with Pratap Sarnaik as well.
So I'm continuously trying to say that Pratap Sarnaik spoke in the morning to the media people, and he said that the Mira Road police should give permission to MNS Karyakartas to do the protest, as there was some issues with the route that they had given to Mira Road police. In this entire matter, there was route decided by MNS Karyakartas that they will start the march, this whole thing from a place where Slabgate incident were happened, and from there they will come to Mira Road railway station, and there they will end this march. But by mean of some important things, as there are traffic situation also in Mira Road, with that police have to deal with the law and order situation. This was not possible, and this was denied by the Mira Road police. And after that, there were a situation which started occurring in the morning at the very place where Slabgate incident happened, and after that the permission was granted by Mira Road police, and from last 1 hour this whole MNS Karyakarta and many other people are protesting at the Mira Road railway station. In between that, Pratap Sarnaik, the transport minister of Maharashtra, also came to support MNS Karyakarta over this issue, but he was heckled out by MNS Karyakarta and many others who are protesting over here. They said that they don't want his support, and he left few minutes ago from here.
Right, Paras, what exactly is the MNS now saying? Now, remember, Paras, a big question that's being raised at the moment is that the MNS wanted people to support and wanted people to respect the Marathi language. Now, Pratap Sarnaik had come out and said that he himself feels that he is a Marathi first and then a minister. And he was very emotionally tied to this identity as well. So he had gone there to support the MNS in their cause, but they ended up heckling him.
Rightly said, there may be many reasons for that, but right now the reason is unknown why he was heckled out by MNS, because in this entire situation, one thing is clear, that the main topic for this entire thing is that the Marathi language and the Marathi people, which is the topic of the town right now. And as you had said, that Pratap Sarnaik, the transport minister of Maharashtra, has also said that, and he is very much emotionally with it, that Marathi language is very much important, and we should support this type of thing when it happens. So this is a situation where it is very much unknown why MNS Karyakarta heckled him out from here, but it will be officially out soon what has happened in this entire situation, when ruling party's political leader was trying to support MNS Karyakarta over this issue and what has happened. So it will be interesting to see. We have to wait and watch what will happen and what was the issue, why he was heckled.
Right, Paris, take us through what's taking place on ground now that the MNS has gotten a place to protest. What's happening?
So you can see there are hundreds of people who are at Mira Road railway station. There are many people who has gathered around over here, and they are protesting over here. The hundred of people is continuous coming. There are people who was at the shop where the incident took place in the morning. They has also come after they were detained by the Mira Road police. Now people are continuously coming. Protest is still on. You can see the numbers, you can see the visuals, how much people have gathered for this issue, and they are continuously coming. Mira Road police is also continuously monitoring the situation that no law and order situation should happen over here. You can see at my left side that a whole army of police officials is here, and there are many more police officials who has been here, and they are monitoring the situation. Still here, protest is on. You can see the cheering from MNS Karyakarta. They are continuously still protesting. They are happy that they got the permission, and they are protesting on this entire issue. And protest will still go on for some more time.
Right, Paris, did you get the opportunity to speak to some of the MNS workers there? What are they saying?
Rightly said, from the morning I have spoken with so many of MNS Karyakarta, MNS worker. They only said that they are fighting for their motherland, they are fighting for their mother language, it's Marathi, and they are fighting for the Marathi language. If someone will disrespect Marathi, and if someone will not respect Marathi, they are going to react like that they had reacted a few days ago. So they were clear, they were unapologetic. They had said that they will react same as they has reacted if someone will not speak Marathi. If someone does not know Marathi, they have to learn, and if they want to stay in Maharashtra and Mumbai, they have to learn Marathi, and then they can stay. If they don't want to speak Marathi, the reaction will be done by Maharashtra Navnirman Sena, as they had always done.
Shiv Sena is concerned, we were seeing a split. Now, take Pratap Sarnaik, for example, and Sanjay Nirupam as well, and Yogesh as well. We'd seen a split between them on their stance on the MNS. One of them saying that, yes, they should be allowed to protest. The other one saying that, yes, they may be allowed to protest, but there shouldn't be violence. And, of course, Yogesh Kadam saying that the protest was not allowed because they took a wrong route, although there is no bias in allowing people to protest. So it seems that there is still some sort of rift between how they are seeing the MNS and their actions. Now, in fact, let's quickly listen in to what Fadnavis had earlier said. Remember, to give you some context, Fadnavis, Yogesh Kadam, as well as the police commissioners had said that